WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
And I'm WUSA 9 meteorologist Hopper Shutter. We have a solid line of strong to severe storms approaching the immediate metro. So we'll start right now with the flood watch. It includes everyone from Prince George's County, Fairfax, Prince William, D.C., and north and west. And it goes until midnight. Our friends down in southern Maryland are not in it. You may still have some heavy downpours and maybe even some flooding issues. You see the areas in the kind of the bluish, bright blue. That means flooding is occurring in those areas right now. So, northern sections of Fauquier County under a flash flood warning. And that is going to be the big takeaway. It's been the big takeaway for the last 2 weeks in terms of the biggest threat from these storms. So we'll widen this out. Here's the radar. Notice the storm's kind of coming together in sort of a solid line from around I-70 and then kind of south and west, and then dovetailing back along I-66. Look at the lightning. Again, I say this all the time. If the storm's approaching, turn your AC off. Because if you lose power and the power comes back, you lose power and the power comes back, it can fry your AC. I can attest to that. So this is over the past couple of hours. So again, if you're just west of Leesburg, up near Hagerstown, and now if you're west of I-81, you're pretty much done with the heavy showers and storms tonight. But look at this, lightning. So we do have some warnings out. We have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Fairfax, city of Fairfax, for the city of Manassas, parts of Fairfax County, obviously, and parts of Prince William County until 9:15. And we also have another one for Culpeper, Fauquier, Prince William, and Stafford until 9:15. So that's this storm for that warning. That's this storm for the other warning. And, Fairfax, you're about to get hammered, and it's about to get into the Beltway, really. So Germantown, Laytonsville, this is not severe, but it is heavy. We're looking at heavy rain, Laytonsville up toward Damascus and across both sides of 270. We have heavy rain. We'll kind of talk about just how long the storm will last, and also in terms of how heavy the rainfall rates are. And I got to believe they're over an inch per hour. We'll go in between, Laytonsville and Damascus, and we're looking at 2.5 inches per hour. And we've had a fair amount of rain the last couple of weeks, and really the last couple of months. So that can cause some flooding. You're not under a flood warning, but you are under a flood watch. So this storm's got a little punch to it. And even up closer to Damascus, let's just go up here. It looks like the rainfall amounts, almost 3 inches per hour. So these are, big time storms, okay? Just keep that in mind. So flooding is possible. Now, we'll kind of go down into this storm. This is a monster storm, Haymarket to Warrenton. Look at the lightning. It's crazy. And again, here's still the warnings till 9:15 for this area. Rainfall rates well over 2 inches an hour in this particular storm. And it is moving off to the east-southeast. They are now beginning to move eastward. Earlier today, they were just sort of moving northeast, but now they're actually approaching the immediate metro. So we'll kind of talk about the lightning. And first, we'll scan this. It's a pretty decent storm. It's almost 40,000 feet. But we don't see any of that magenta color in there. So that means I don't see any hail in it right now. It may have had hail at one time, but really this is just going to be a heavy rainmaker, maybe winds to 50, maybe. But that's rainfall rates crazy. I took off everything, including the warnings, and just kind of in this red box, look at the lightning strikes, 362. We've got, negative and positive, pretty well evenly split. So a tremendous amount of lightning around Haymarket. And they're just popping on, as I speak. So around 15 and out 66, frequent lightning. And that is one telltale sign of a healthy storm. A strengthening storm, if you will. And we have seen these kind of increase in the last little bit. So where is this whole line moving? It's moving off to the east-southeast, really. So Fairfax, it's already there. D.C., it's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes away. Waldorf, 9:28, and Dunkirk, 9:49, and our friends in Shadyside at 9:52. So it's essentially by the bay, a little bit before 10 o'clock. And it appears this is going to hold together. Now, it may not remain severe, but I think you're going to look at heavy rainfall in terms of the possibility of flooding. Now, this is 10 o'clock tonight. on Futurecast. And this is kind of what I mean, that you guys down there are not under the flood watch, but you're still going to see some pretty heavy storms. And so, you know, again, it's possible you could see some minor flooding down toward Fredericksburg and especially St. Mary's County. That's at 10 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, we're pretty much done with everything. And my hunch is we're going to see the flood watch trim back by 10 o'clock, I would think. That's usually the MO. Everything else kind of weakens overnight. So we start tomorrow with, you know, a pretty nice day, just some kind of hot and tropical. 70s across the board, 76 downtown tomorrow morning. By 9 o'clock, we're 82 degrees downtown. Heck, we're 80 in Hagerstown, 82 in Martinsburg. I'm going to show you heat index in a second, but that's straight temps. Check this out. 12:30, 96 downtown, 91 Frederick, 91 in Leesburg, 91 in Manassas. And winds more out of the southwest. Look at the arrows there. But notice it's dry. A few clouds come in, we get some puffy clouds developing, but it's mainly dry. Now, 6 o'clock tomorrow. There will be some more showers and storms developing. And again, some of those storms will produce heavy downpours. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast at this point. With this tropical moisture, we can't get a cold front to go through as cleanly. So consequently, we're not really exchanging air masses. So we've got, 97 at 6 o'clock tomorrow. That's the actual temperature. All right. Now, 8 o'clock. Some of the storms could be hefty, kind of going through D.C. and then into northern Prince George's County over across 52. And pretty good storms, too, pulling out into Anne Arundel County and Calvert County. And you see the deep red here, and the deep red means, heavy rainfall. So there won't be as widespread as what we're seeing tonight or what we saw Monday night. But Thursday, we'll see a few storms. And again, some of them are going to be hefty. Look at this. 8 o'clock at night, 80 in Frederick, 82 in Hagerstown. Wow, that is tropical and uncomfortable. By 10 o'clock on Thursday, hey, you can walk the dog before bed. Just some clouds. Temps in the 70s, 79 in Hagerstown. Wow, 77 downtown. Okay, so let's talk about heat index on Thursday. 104 at 2 o'clock, 104 at 4 o'clock. Essentially, between noon and 6 o'clock, it's going to feel like it's 100 degrees or higher. And quite frankly, I think these are a little bit low because we're going 97 tomorrow. And I think with that, 96, 97 is going to push these values up over 105. So it's a heat advisory for parts of the metro. But if anybody's outside tomorrow and you have to, work outside, you have to really take precautions. It's going to be pretty hot. We'll take a snapshot here, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Feels like it's 102 in D.C., 100 in Leesburg, 101 in Manassas, and 101 in La Plata. So certainly most folks have triple digits. Maybe you don't quite make it to 100 in Hagerstown, but darn close. 98 heat index at 4 o'clock, 98 in Martinsburg, 98 in Winchester. It's pretty hot everywhere across the board. So because of that, the National Weather Service did issue a heat advisory. It only covers the district and Fairfax County, Prince William County, and south down 95, and then Prince George's County over to the Bay and down into southern Maryland. That goes between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m., and that means heat index up to 105. I think it could actually eclipse that, so just be advised. And even though Montgomery, you're not in it, and Loudoun, you're not in it, it's still going to be hot everywhere. If you're working outside, you got to take breaks. You got to get out of the sun for a while. All right, pool time tomorrow. Well, hot at 1 o'clock, couple storms possible at 4 o'clock, couple storms possible between 6 and 7. Temps in the 90s. Really, the key is stay hydrated tomorrow. Sunscreen, please. And also, obviously, if you hear thunder, you get out of the pool. If the lifeguard tells you to get out of the pool, do what she says, get out of the pool. All right, 3-day forecast. Isolated storms tomorrow, but the real, story on Thursday is heat. Temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. Some more storms on Friday, 89. And then, isolated storm on Saturday, 88. Right now, it's only Wednesday, but right now I think Saturday is a little bit better than Sunday, but I still wouldn't switch your plans. Said the same thing last weekend. It was about equal. All right. Sunday, yes, right now a little better chance of storms. Monday, also some afternoon storms. Tuesday, some afternoon storms. Boom, Wednesday, isolated storms. And if you're bored with this 7-day, okay, imagine us. We're drawing it every day. We're a little bored too, all right? Good news, Nats come back into town on Friday, right on through the weekend. I mean, right now the Saturday day looks pretty good. We're looking at, again, just scattered storms Monday and Tuesday. Right now, Sunday is going to be, we think, the, quote, stormiest day of the weekend. All right, real quickly, let's take one more peek at radar. So this is the flood watch, goes until midnight. These are flash flood warnings. That's aerial flood warning. So flooding is occurring out 66. Here's the radar. Look at the lightning. That is, I haven't seen that in quite some time. That is a ton of lightning around Warrenton right now. And even stretching into parts, it's kind of over the river, parts of Montgomery County. So we have this warning here. I guess I can zoom out just a little. We have two warnings, essentially, okay? So we're looking at, one is City of Fairfax, City of Manassas, and Fairfax and Prince William County, okay? And that goes until 9:15. Then we have this warning down here, which goes from Fauquier, Prince William, Stafford, also until 9:15. My hunch is they're going to extend this one. I mean, I don't think this storm is weakening. I mean, by looks at the lightning, I don't think it's weakening at all at this point. We'll zoom in one more time. We got some pretty good downpours out Laytonsville, especially as you go past Laytonsville on the way to Etchison, past Olney, 115, Muncaster Mill. Again, rainfall rates there, well, we'll tell you, I think they're going to be over an inch at least, okay? And there's not a warning on this storm. There's a lot of lightning. And about 2-inch rainfall, that's pretty significant, actually, around Gaithersburg. Not as heavy now in Clarksburg or Germantown. Heaviest activity now is off to the east. So we'll go down to this storm one more time. This is just, it's just crazy. Look at even the lightning around Haymarket. You can't even see 15. So these are the two severe thunderstorm warnings here as well. And the lightning is just crazy. As I mentioned, look at that, 40,000 feet. That's pretty good. Remember, you get to 40,000 feet, that's weather ends there. Okay, that's troposphere. Tropopause. Okay, so by, 9:15, another half an hour or so, we still have the warning for Fairfax City of Manassas, and also Fairfax and Prince William County. And I'll take this one more time. Take off everything. Look at the lightning, 380 strikes out 66. So again, unplug your AC if you're out 66. So that's the deal. Again, the flood watch continues until midnight. I think it will be tapered off because the storms themselves are beginning, to march eastward now into D.C., headed for D.C. here in another few minutes. So if anything breaks, we will let you know. Otherwise, I'll have some new information for you at 11 on broadcast as to our timing of the storms tomorrow and a fresh look at that heat index. It might be expanded. But for now, I'm meteorologist Topper Shutt.